Ah, my pretty daughter and her silly mind.
I could be playing Epic Mickey Rebrushed right now. I could be continuing to watch a new Fire reaction series to Avatar The Last Airbender that I just found. I could be doing so many other things. But what am I here doing at this very moment? Talking about the fucking Winx Club reboot. You know, I did this to myself, and the checks are worth it, so let's do this, I guess. Ciao all, Thomas here. We're gathered today to talk some shit about the reboot. You know the drill. I yap about the episode to you. I break down why it does or doesn't work for me. Usually doesn't. And you just sit there and listen and, I don't know, do whatever you do. Laundry, chores, vacuuming, I don't know. I enjoy dragging you all for it, as if... Y'all forget, I also listen to YouTube. I do this also. I also grocery shop while listening to some loser on YouTube talk about a random movie that no one gives a fuck about. Real quick, before we continue, I have a fun, exciting announcement for y'all. So, me and my friend Maxwell Media Inc. are contributing to the podcast epidemic. We have a new show, it's called Do the Wrong Thing, in which we read Reddit stories and lose our fucking minds. Yeah, all of those videos I know y'all watch about like people reading Reddit stories and giving their hot takes, we're doing that too, and providing our psychotic insights. You know, stories like, is my stepdaughter a fucking demoness? Should I tell my brother that the day he was born was the worst day of my fucking life? It's so much fun. Like, oh my God. The first episode is out on Maxwell's channel. I'll link it down below. And we've already recorded the second episode. Is it going to be on Spotify? Girl, I don't know. I have to like see with Maxwell how that works, because I don't think either of us know how the fuck that works. But you know, it's a new thing that I'm really excited about. I hope y'all enjoy it. It's very different from my usual like wheelhouse of content. So it's like a new journey. Anyway, back to past me suffering. Anyhow, this is an interesting episode because it attempts to give a little bit more depth to the members of the Winx Club, but in some of the most horrifying ways imaginable. Horrifying in the sense of psychological warfare and torture, but also horrifying in, oh God, why does Stella's father look like that?
I have a question for God. Why?
This is the simulation room. If y'all will remember the original show, we also had a simulation room. 4Kids Girlies, Magical Reality Chamber, superior name, I know. But the gist of this episode is that the girlies have to go into the simulation room to face a simulation of their worst fears and then overcome said fears. Okay, simple enough premise. That's interesting. But everyone and their grandma has brought this up, and I shall bring it up as well. We have to do this in front of a class. We have to do this publicly. We just have to like re-traumatize ourselves and expose our deepest fears to like literally everyone in the student body. That seems abusive and fucked and gross. Like there are so many layers to how deeply disturbing this is. We'll get there when we get there. But anyway, the episode starts out with the Winx in their dorm. Musa is still dancing around to that fuck ass song from last episode for some reason. They try to show all the girls chillin', vibing, doing their own thing, and they all manage to find unique ways to look wrong. I can't, the way that they all constantly look like they are dolls who were brought to life by evil, nefarious magic. There is not an ounce of life in those googly eyes of theirs, and I
Have you ever had a dream that you'll do?
I feel like they'll try to steal my soul, or lack thereof. Aisha barges in. She's like, I heard a rumor that they're going to do the simulation test early. And everyone starts freaking out. They exposit to Bloom what the simulation room is, setting up the plot. Yeah, whatever. That's fine, I guess. You know, aside from the fact that Aisha looks like a sweating alien when she barges in. Anyway, Robin walks in. She's like, Bloom, Faragonda wants to see you in her office. And Bloom's like, Oh, God.
I must be in the simulation room right now because being dragged to see Faragonda is definitely scary.
This kind of annoyed me just because, like, I've talked before about how the professors in the reboot annoy me, and they're continuing to do so. Faragonda is just done so dirty. She's so much more generic and so much more strict in this version for no fucking reason. She acts more like Griselda than Faragonda. Like, in the original, Faragonda was always like a comforting presence. You were like happy to be around her. You could almost feel like her bringing the light with her whenever she entered a room. Like you always felt safe in her presence. It was a very warm, grandmotherly presence. She didn't take no shit, but you know, she was still nice.
Oh, really? There's no need to be so stodgy. I hope Miss Griselda hasn't frightened you too much. Welcome to Althea, the best fairy school in the whole of Magix. Mind you, it's also the only one.
Whereas this Faragonda is just, ooh, good. She's like, Bloom, I hear you're failing. I hear you're a loser. And Bloom's like, I'm sorry, headmistress. Please don't smite me.
I hear you've begun to have better control over your magic. But I also hear that you've been caught up in all sorts of distractions and your studies have suffered.
And it's also just so awkward the way she walks in and Faragonda's immediately like, I hear your studies have suffered. And I'm like, receipts, please. Are you going to like back that up? Are you going to show us Bloom struggling with magic or her classes? Or are you just going to like tell us that instead of, you know, doing something with it? I mean, I know the answer. The point of this is to set up a conversation they're going to have at the end of this episode that is severely underwhelming, but also to reveal that Faragonda moved up the simulation exam earlier in the year because of Bloom. So this is all Bloom's fault. Everyone, please throw tomatoes at her. Meanwhile, Vexius is getting real ballsy and he just storms into the Althea library.
Secrets of the Dragon Flame. Mysteria. Omnia. Manifesto!
This must be like the library from like Buffy's school in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, because no one is ever in here. Granted, like Griselda said, this section was off limits, but it's like, it just seems to be the only area of the library. Like, so y'all just have a forbidden library that no one's allowed in? Why? And none of that Hall of Enchantments, Magic Archive bullshit. Okay, this is just the library. You know what libraries are for? Public access for knowledge. Bitch. Anyway, Vexius enters the poorly lit library looking like a plastic Ken doll. Ooh girl, the shading, the lighting, it looks disgusting. Anyway, he's looking for information on the dragon flame. He learns that it cannot be taken by force. Who cares? I'm just bringing this up because Barbatea, you know, remember her, the librarian lady? Well, original fans might remember her because she was actually introduced to us.
But I'm not sure where to start looking. I just have a name. Well then, go up to the research lectern behind those stacks and say the name. The library will search for you. The library? Yes, now go.
But Reboot girlies, they're like, who? Barbara who? Barbara Walters? Barbatea has not been in the reboot up until this point. She just shows up now looking real rough. Oof, girl.
You're not one of our professors.
And it's continuing that trend of the reboot expecting you to have prior knowledge of the franchise, because it's like, I don't even think they name drop who she is. You're just supposed to assume that she's the librarian. Why could we not introduce her in like episode 3 when Bloom came into the library? Like, why are we just doing this now? Anyway, Vexius then murders her so she can't snitch on him.
I'm going to notify the headmistress at once.
Instead, why don't you take a nap?
What the fuck?
And no one ever brings this up.
Where are you people from?
We're from New York City.
From Alabama.
Italy originally. We are from New York. And
You people are terrorists, aren't you?
No, but we're gonna go rescue one.
I'm calling the Bobbies at once.
No, you aren't. Shit.
There's no mention by anyone after this scene of the librarian going missing or being murdered. No one questions it. So I'm just assuming that no one gives a fuck that this poor, ugly, nameless woman has been murdered on the job. The fact that like they sensed Vexius all the way in Magixia doing like dark magic shit, but no one senses him like committing a murder inside of the school, and it's one of your professors, and none of you notice a missing professor. Like, make it make sense. Make it make sense. Anyway, we then go to the simulation room. Palladium explains everything.
Techna, please, hands off the control board.
if you're wondering if any of the background losers are going to get a chance to show their worst fears, they're not. We're not even hiding the fact that they don't matter. We are only going to see the nightmares of the Winx and also the Trix and later Damian. Okay, so Damian's finally in a class at Althea and it's this one? Okay, sure, whatever, who cares? I'm just mad he's back. I was so grateful he wasn't here last time. Stormy does do like a cute thing where Palladium's asking for a volunteer and Stormy like gives a little static charge to Bloom to make her like raise her hand in pain.
Ow!
Bloom.
And Palladium's like, oh yes, Bloom, you go first. And Bloom's like, fuck you, Stormy. That's cute. I like that. You get 1 point. Reboot. You get 1 fucking single solitary point. Enjoy it. So let's just run through the worst fears of the girlies, shall we? Bloom's nightmare is murdering her friends when they need her. Okay. Sure. All right. This one just feels like they don't want to give Bloom an actual, like, unlikable flaw. It's one of those, like, noble fake flaws that you give a character when you want them to be perfect, but you want to say that they're flawed so, you know, they don't look like a Mary Sue or whatever. It's like, oh, I'm just too generous. I'm too kind. I'm just too pure. Girl, no. You're narcissistic. So the Winx are shouting for Bloom for help, and Bloom tries to save them from ugly little goblin things and ends up burning them all alive. And I'm sad this isn't real, because then maybe the show would have ended. I mean, I guess you could argue it's Bloom being afraid of her own magic, but it really isn't that. Like, it's not a thing that they explore in any interesting way. It's just kind of there. Yeah, it's not really very good. Also, the nightmare is happening like on Domino ? It's on this like weird icy planet with some castle ruins just thrown here and there. So I'm assuming that it's Domino, but I don't know why Domino would be the pick. Like in the original, Bloom wound up on Domino, like in her little simulation test. But you know, there it was like, I think it was a thing that the Trix did, honestly, because they were testing her for the Dragon Flame. And also, like, Bloom wanted a desolate environment, so it picked Sparks. I assume, like, primeval Sparks. Did I just... I just called it Sparks instead of Domino. God damn, the 4Kids brain rot is deep, bitch. Anyway, I'm not sure why Domino would be the thing, like, the environment that the simulator would pick. And it's going to do it again later with Damian. You know, it's, like, supposed to be foreshadowing of their connection. But... like, they were taken from Domino or sent away from Domino when they were babies. And I'm just, I mean, maybe I could be wrong, but like, I feel like they were a bit young to even form like subconscious memories of Domino. So, okay. I don't know. Maybe baby psyches are more robust than I give them credit for. Who knows? Stella's nightmare is having to look at her father's face. Dear God.
Ah, my pretty daughter and her silly mind.
Can we just, why does he look like that? The proportions in his face look so disgusting. Like Radius's face, it looks like they're trying to make it look cartoony, but it's the style and the shading don't look right. He looks plastic. His eyes look like they're about to pop out of his goddamn skull. His skin is like so disgustingly smooth. It looks like metal almost.
She made Radius look like a morphine addict.
Anyway, horrifyingly ugly father aside, Stella's nightmare is she's in like a Solarian council meeting or whatever, and they're like suggesting war against other realms.
If we agree to these terms, it will embolden the rulers of Lynthia and Andros to raise their prices as well. We must push back.
Against Zenith and Melody as well.
And Stella is suggesting diplomacy, working with the other realms as an act of friendship. And Radius is like, that sounds gay and stupid, daughter.
Daddy, the people from these worlds are our friends. Wouldn't it be better to solve our problems over a big banquet? Bringing people together from different worlds for a meal can create connections and positive bonds.
Ah, my pretty daughter and her silly mind.
He just takes the opportunity to be like super misogynistic and gross. Like they're downplaying her because, you know, she's a girl and she has more feminine ideas. Because, you know, it's gay to have negotiations with other nations. Fellas, is it gay to not bomb sovereign nations?
Let's hope I have a son one day to inherit my throne, who would take her seriously as the future queen of Solaria.
I hate that we know what the answer of the United States would be. Anyway, I kind of hate this because, okay, so I feel weird making this critique. Like, I kind of wrote Radius to be an asshole in my rewrites of seasons 5 and 6, but like, okay, there it was kind of meant to tie into a whole plot that was going on with like Stella and her lunar side. It was, you know, touching on themes like colonialism, suppression of like cultures. Like, I'm trying to say, like, you can make Radius flawed. You can make any of the Winx's parents flawed, even if like they're loving, but you need to be careful about the way that you do it. So like, not only you don't like contrast against prior canon too much, but also so you don't make them like super cartoonishly stupid and annoying. Like, it being present in this nightmare, it means it's not something that Stella is just making up, at least, you know, if the writing is competent. Your fears come from real places, and if it's here, that means Radius does have these misogynistic tendencies. Maybe they're not as blatant as this, but like, they would have to be there. And on the one hand, yeah, I guess that would be expected from a monarchy, you know, because historically societies have been patriarchal. They're like, a woman leading? Fucking never. They're not people. But it's also weird because in the magic dimension in the original show, that's not really how it worked. Because, you know, the point is that it's a girl power show. Like, granted, we're not really questioning monarchies as a political system because that's not really a thing that Winx Club as a show cares about, really. So now you kind of introduced this misogyny issue when I don't think y'all can handle it very well, especially considering the fact that this reboot in general and Eugenio give the air of misogyny. Like, y'all are already watering down your female characters. You're giving Damian like lots of shit to work with, more than most of the Winx. Eugenio himself is talking about like how feminism has gone too far, the woke has gone too far. You know, back when the show was coming out, he was like, girls need like some empowerment too. They need a show for themselves. But now he's like, oh, but now it's gone too far. The boys need things. I'm just like, sir, go fuck yourself. Flora's nightmare is so stupid. I assume she's supposed to be like in a Linfean jungle. It just looks like a random AI generated fantasy jungle. It's ugly. Anyway, Flora's upset because it rains and somehow the rain kills everything and she can't save it. That's it. That's the nightmare.
It's not working. I can't do anything to help.
Loser.
It's not like a personal flaw or fear. It's not anything like related to her as a character. It's just, oh no, I like trees. Oh no, I can't save trees. I think like when Lola, like, you know, hostess of the Winx Forever podcast, when she and I talked about like the nightmare episode of season 1 way back, like we were talking about what Flora's nightmare would be, and she like joked about it literally just being Flora can't save a plant or something, because that's how little they give her to work with. And oh my God, it came true. I'm so sorry, Lola.
No, I love that, because all I was going to say is, oh, it was probably like a dead planet and she can't like revive the plants. I much love yours a lot better, because honestly, with all the vague stuff that they give us about Flora, that's all it would have been anyway.
Yeah, it's hard to come up with it because she doesn't really have much to work with.
This is real life. Oh, Flora stands catching strays as usual. I'm not even sure why the rain killed it. Like, is it evil dark magic rain? Like, what? Why? Okay. You know, it's interesting that Flora is Eugenio's favorite because he sure don't act like it. The way she always gets beaten up and ignored and forgotten and taken for granted. And now this shit, like, we can't give her an actual fear of, like, I don't know, abandonment or of family issues or whatever. Rumors say that her family is going to be more important in the second half of the season. And I'm like, you couldn't have like foreshadowed it here. You just, fuck you, Eugenio's trophy. Fuck you. Musa's nightmare. Oh, I nearly forgot Techna.
Techna Winx.
Techna stands, rah rah. So Techna kind of has the best nightmare in this sequence because, like, for all the issues I brought up before about the arc that they've given Techna, which is kind of just Aisha's old arc, I can at least see the vision here where, like, Bloom's upset and Techna is trying to, like, help, but the Winx yell at her for not knowing how to people, and they're like, "You're just a machine, Techna."
You'll get control of your powers. Tell her, Techna.
We can't promise Bloom that she'll ever learn to control her powers.
And it gets really sad because Techna yells firewall. Like, she's literally trying to, like, shield herself with magic from everyone just ganging up on her.
Stop! Firewall! You'll never understand you because you do not understand.
I don't know. I feel like it's something that actually works with this arc that they've given her. It feels close to, like, a real issue a real person would have, especially, like, neurodivergent people or really shy, awkward people.
You'll never understand what it is to be human. You're like a machine. That's not true.
So, yeah, I guess that's something. Congratulations, Reboot. You've done the bare minimum. Now back to trash. Musa's nightmare is that she can't make enough money with her music career to support her father, and he gets evicted. That is also kind of real as fuck. You know, aside from all, like, the weird issues in regards to, like, how the magic dimension or a melody work economically, like, let's just ignore that, shall we? Like, let's just assume, like on Earth, it's hard to do the arts and live unless you're, like, the 1%. So they nearly won in that regard, but then they have this goofy moment where a bunch of slime monsters show up and, like, eat Musa's father, and she tries to save him, but her magic blows up in her face and she dies. Like, what?
I'm sorry, Dad. I thought I could support you with my music. I failed you. Dad!
Musa, save me!
Sonic Blast!
It's so stupid. Like, was that necessary? Like, you already had the real fear of not being able to support your father, but then you introduce this goofy ass looking shit and completely kill the vibe. Like, was this needed? And also, like, they look like ugly blotlings from, like, Epic Mickey, which just makes me want to go back to playing Epic Mickey. Before y'all ask, I accidentally thinned the first boss, but I've been committed to a paint run since then. So I'm trying my best to be a good person. Aisha's nightmare has a similar problem to Musa's, where it's her parents, like, saying she's a disappointment and they don't love her, which is real, but it feels very phoned in. Like, Aisha doesn't really get to have much of an emotional reaction to it. But then randomly she gets teleported to a desert, which honestly just looks like the domino set they used for Bloom and Damian, but, like, recolored. Why is she in a random desert, and why is there a random, like, lizard monster attacking her that just looks like previous lizard monsters but recolored because we're cheap?
You disappoint us deeply.
Aisha tries to, like, shield herself with water. It fails. The water physics look really bad. It just looks like jello or slime. It's disgusting.
Protection of waves!
Like, what the fuck was, why? Why are we injecting random monsters into the nightmares? That doesn't make any sense. And, like, at least with the nightmares in the original Winx, they were meant to be more abstract because they were nightmares. And, you know, that's how dreams and nightmares work, where the subconscious, like, takes on a really weird form to, like, represent things that are bothering you or something that means a lot to you subconsciously. Whereas in the simulation room, it's like, why would it ever work like that? And it doesn't even work like that. It's just a random fucking monster in a desert. The Trix bully the Winx in front of Palladium, and Palladium don't give a fuck. So the Trix go in together. Why did they get, why? Okay. I get in terms of runtime, maybe having the Trix go in together makes more sense, but, like, why?
We'll go in together, just to prove it to all of you.
Wouldn't this be a good chance to, like, get to know each of the Trix individually, like, get to know their backgrounds and individual characters and fears? This, like, this treating them as, like, a one unit, like they're all one character across 3 bodies, pisses me off. And the nightmare is like them in the Cloud Tower ruins, and they're all separated, but they hear each other. It's like these mimics of each other's voices, talking about how they're going to betray the one who's hearing it.
Stormy is a fool if she thinks we'll share power with her.
The first chance we get, we'll lock her in the Omega dimension.
So it's meant to like represent the distrust between the Trix, so they all wind up like attacking each other. And on the one hand, I kind of like that because it shows that the Trix's bond isn't one that's built on like camaraderie or friendship or sisterhood. It's just kind of built on destruction, and that's not like a stable foundation for any kind of dynamic or relationship. But like, it doesn't really mean a lot because I don't know who the Trix as characters are. So it just kind of falls flat. And also the running animation and the yelling look really, really bad. And they sound really bad. It's so goofy as fuck. Damian runs out before he has to do his simulation like a loser.
It seems Damian slipped out. Well, now that you know your fears.
Part of me is wondering if it's because he knows his is going to be about his father and he's scared that everyone is going to realize Vexius is his dad. I don't know. The point is he runs away. The Winx are going to have to like figure out how to deal with their nightmares if they want to pass this class. In a moment like this, I'd be so grateful to be an extra because then I don't have to have like my deepest, darkest fears put on blast in front of my classmates like these fucking bitches. So yay, I don't have a line. That means I'm spared. The Trix are kind of absent for the rest of this episode. They don't matter. It's just, the Winx from now on too. So yeah, really glad about that. I'm kind of expecting the Trix's nightmare to not come back in any substantial way. So afterwards, the Winx talk amongst themselves to like how to deal with their nightmares. Bloom comforts Techna, but then Flora makes it about her really toxic crush on Damian, and everyone's like, girl, fuck you and fuck Damian.
You're not a machine. You're just like...
I'm worried about Damian.
You in danger, girl.
At least that's me. That's my response. Stop trying to be Musa. Disgusting. Damian, meanwhile, goes into the simulation alone at night for some reason. Why? Fuck if I know. Maybe he's just trying to conquer his fear on his own in private so that way nobody sees who his father is. He never really makes that clear. I'm just kind of making that assumption, but maybe he just has come to the realization that this is a fucked up practice as well, which on the one hand, smart, but on the other hand, I hate you and I want you to suffer, so fuck you. So anyway, he goes to Domino in the simulator. Vexius' shadow, bothers him or whatever.
You are a failure!
Father?
I don't think this is the real Vexius. I mean, it's hard to tell because they never confirm it, but like, I assume it's the simulation because he's all blue, like Jello or whatever. His shadows are the normal purple color, but he himself is like blue and holographic. So I assume he's fake, even though every other illusion the simulator makes is just a normal color. Like it's not holographic or see-through or blue. Like Jesus Christ. They gave no fucks about art direction or visual storytelling. Wow. Okay. So Techna senses that the simulator is on because technology powers, I guess, whatever. Let's just go do the plot. Let's get this fucking over with. So while Techna tries to turn off the simulator from the outside because she doesn't matter, the other Winx go inside and transform for far too long.
Magic Winx!
But Vexius, or fake Vexius, is like, you losers shall die in here. Like the whatever. I'm not sure how y'all don't realize this is the music agent who attacked y'all literally last episode, but okay, I guess we're going on Sailor Moon principles where someone cannot wear a mask, but you can just not recognize them at all. So Vexius shows them all their illusions that made them upset in the simulator before. Well, everybody except Bloom and Flora. Bloom is just kind of upset that all her friends are falling the fuck apart, and Flora is just kind of sitting there crying in the middle of the ice like a loser. I assume because she's realizing that she is unloved.
Loser.
Even Techna is seeing shit like from the outside of the simulator, like, the girls are coming up, or like fake versions of the other girls coming up to the glass and bullying her. But then Bloom rallies the troops and she's like, you stupid bitches, this is fake, let's fight. And somehow that works. Okay.
Bloom, focus on your strength. None of your fears are real.
It's so anticlimactic. Like, this is such bullshit. Like, what a waste of a concept. Like, characters facing their like darkest fears like overcoming them should be such a triumphant, emotionally cathartic moment that like hits you and gets you teary-eyed. And I'm just kind of rolling my eyes like, fuck every single one of you. You know what it's giving? It's giving like the Labyrinth of the Abyss from season 5, where like Bloom is being told by fake Diospro, Sky doesn't love you, Bloom. Stella's questioning if she can be a fashion designer. Meanwhile, Aisha's being told by her dead lover that his murder was her fault.
Naboo, I miss you so much.
Then why did you let me die?
Except significantly less fucked. This is a less fucked version of that. But it's giving that because then Aisha actually overcomes her fear, but like in a really boring anticlimactic way. And then she just yells at the other bitches to get the fuck up and work. It's really boring. Damian doesn't overcome his fear though. The Winx just save him. So who cares? Anyway, Damian runs out of the simulator after being saved. I forgot to mention shit about the fight, because the fight is so the fights in the general of the show are so fucking boring. Flora makes a literal like flower to shield Damian at one point. That's cool. I've always wanted her to have like a little closed flower shield. Aisha at one point flushes Vexius, or tries to flush him. I guess Vexius just clogged up the domino toilet or whatever.
We're gonna flush your parents down the vortex toilet. Pull the handle. No!
So anyway, we defeat fake Vexius. Damian runs out. The professors are like, what the fuck did you stupid bitches do? I assume that Damian either left through a separate exit, or the professors just didn't give a fuck that he was running out of there. Because like the Winx explain what happened. Like they tried to save Damian, and Griffin's like, that's awfully convenient.
Damian entered the simulation room alone, and we ran to help him before his fears could destroy everything.
That sounds too convenient.
Why do we hate the Winx so much? Holy shit. I mean, I know why I hate these versions of the Winx, but these professors are the worst. But anyway, they pass their test or whatever. Flora then goes to Damian out in the barn, and she's like actually worried about Damian. Like it's again, is this injection of a real world issue where Damian is like clearly afraid of his father, and Flora is like, you know, you need to talk to someone about this, because you know it's important that you come to someone. And it's like, oh my god.
We all saw how scared you were of your father. You need someone to talk to about it, or it's going to eat you up inside.
You don't get it, Flora.
We're just dropping these real world issues in here without a fucking thought. Holy fuck. I don't know. I just don't trust the show with this kind of stuff, like at all. Fuck no. So Flora is supposed to like help Damian and encourage him, and he summons a little fire, and Flora's like, you cool. And I'm like, kill me.
You'll get better at it. Show me.
The real Vexius appears, and he shares what he learned about the dragon flame with Damian. Okay, sure, whatever. So I guess that wasn't him in the simulator. Whatever, who cares? I'm just sitting here wishing that the Trix were the actual villains of the season. Speaking of, the Trix are also spying on Vexius and Damian at this moment, and they also learn about the whole can't take the dragon flame by force, and that will be relevant for next episode, unfortunately.
Vexius plans to trick Bloom into giving him her dragon flame.
Not if we force her to give it to us first.
And the episode wraps up with Faragonda calling Bloom to her office again and being like, you have the dragon flame, the most powerful magic in the universe.
You possess the most powerful magic in existence, the dragon flame.
And it's such an underwhelming moment. Like, Bloom learning about Domino over the course of season 1 and then finally learning she has the dragon flame was so much more emotionally impactful and dramatic. It was this whole journey of getting here, and also her like losing her ability to trust in anyone, and also herself, and learning about it from getting beaten up by the fucking Trix as they take her power. Like, it was so impactful and important for her arc.
You knew something about this? Then why didn't you say anything to me?
I wanted to, Bloom, but I've always believed the truth comes to us when we are ready to hear it.
Maybe, but I wasn't ready to hear it, especially not from those 3 witches.
What 3 witches? What are you talking about?
I see Darcy and Stormy followed me to Gardenia. They're the ones who told me everything. They attacked me and then they took the dragon fire.
Meanwhile, here it's just a thing on a checklist, and Bloom is just like, but why do I have this dragon flame? And they're like, I don't know.
I don't understand. How did I wind up with this magic? This dragon flame?
I wonder that myself, dear.
Note the fact that no one takes a moment to say what the dragon flame is or where it comes from. Like the first fucking thing we learned about the dragon in the first season that we start hearing about it is that it created the magic dimension and Domino. Like Domino was where it rested. Here, none of that context is provided. They're just like, the dragon flame, yep, you have it. And it's like, what's the dragon flame? And Faragonda's like, Google it, bitch. I hate this. I hate this show so much. Oh my fucking God. Whew, this gets on my damn nerves. So, yeah, that's this episode of the Winx Club reboot. Everyone's ugly. Everyone's traumatized. And yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna go play Epic Mickey now. Fuck you.